An event built around champions. An invitation reserved for bowlers who know exactly what it takes to win at the highest level.
That's how you start!
An intention to answer the age-old question, who's the best? The firsts.
History has been made in the world of sports.
The rarefied air.
It's got to be my all-time biggest thrill, I think, in bowling.
The pinnacle of the sport. It's not a coincidence all that history happened here at this tournament.
Tournament of Champions.
This is every competitor's dream.
Oh, yes!
Best versus best for a major championship.
Nothing but strikes.
The PBA Tournament of Champions starts now on
man.
Fox.
What a show! The world's finest have gathered inside historic Riviera Lanes for professional bowling's premier invite-only event, the Tournament of Champions, and what a way to start things off as the king, Jason Belmonte, begins his hopeful march through our Stepladder final with the meeting against Jason Sterner. Matt Ogle, your 3 seed, then business picks up with 2 forces, chasing Player of the Year honors, Anthony Simonson, and the man who's trying to go wire to wire as #1 here at the TOC, E.J. Tackett. Here are the odds to win, provided by Fox Bet and Tackett, -140. He is your favorite. Belmo sitting there at +1,000. Bowling's most iconic venue, the sport's most infamous lanes, right there, 27 and 28. It is time to TOC. So happy you're with us today on Fox. Rob Stone, the Hall of Famers, plural, Norm Duke and Randy Pedersen here with you. Let's start with the man who will wrap things up on our show, #1 seed E.J. Tackett, a guy who has absolutely owned the tour so far.
Serious heater he's on here in 2023. E.J. Tackett, already 3 wins in just 5 events this season. Here he wins the United States Open as the #1 seed. He also won this event in 2017. He's leading the tour in all stats, and he's just 1 win away today from putting a real stranglehold on the Player of the Year race.
He'll be in our final match, but we begin with Jason Belmonte. Is Belmo the greatest this sport has ever seen?
Yes. I mean, he's so solid in all regard. He's got a great spare game. His middle game, second to none. He throws the most powerful ball on earth, and he's clutch. Now, look, everybody out here can throw it, right? You got to be able to bowl, and this just in, Rob. Jason Belmonte can bowl.
He can bowl, and he's got a bit of an intimidation factor to his game as well, and he is your odds-on favorite to take our opening match. And Belmo standing by with our Kimberly Pressler.
Thanks, Rob. So Belmo's looking forward to building on his legacy today. You're going for 4 tournament champion wins. What's the mindset coming into today?
Yeah, I'm really relaxed today. I feel great. Today I feel like I've got absolutely nothing to lose. I climbed from the 6th seed, which traditionally I shouldn't even be having an opportunity to win this event. So now I've got this opportunity. It's time to take it as best I can.
Sounds like you're ready, and this crowd is definitely ready. Guys, we're going to send it back to you.
They are juiced up for sure as we get set for match #1 against Belmo, your favorite over Sterner, according to our partners at Fox Bet. Three times the 39-year-old from Australia has won this tournament, 2014, 2015, 2019. Nobody has ever won it 4 times. Could that change today? Not at all how he wanted to start.
Early on, Jason Belmonte, Norm, starting pretty far to the right.
Yeah, I've been watching practice, and he and Sterner have been practicing between, I'd say, first and second arrow. And I didn't see that coming.
I don't think Jason did either. Open frame in the first.
Look, I've been watching, and it's been iffy at best, too. I mean, they haven't just been pounding pocket either.
Yeah, that has been a theme throughout the last couple days here. Again, this is day 3 of an unprecedented march through the 17-man stepladder final. We've never had that in the history of the PBA. Sterner, your 4 seed. Belmo had to win twice last night over Andrew Anderson and Kyle Troop just to get here.
Great opening shot there by Jason Sterner. Now look, if you watch his bowling ball, it is just massively dull. What he's trying to do is get a weaker ball to read the early and mid part of the lane, and that's key when you're playing right of the 3rd arrow.
Rolling that 15-pound rock right there. Some of the discussions we've had through the course of our coverage of the TOC, a lot of the bowlers dropping down to a 14-pound bowling ball. Back-to-back opening jacks for Sterner.
Right up the gut with urethane for Jason Sterner, and off to a red-hot start. Something we haven't seen throughout the stepladder finals here at Riviera.
Early heat applied by Sterner. Let's see how Belmo reacts. Again, open frame in the first for the man many consider the greatest ever. Messenger misses the front of the 10. Ball change?
Yes, sir.
And a line change. I mean, that was near to the 3rd arrow.
Again, his first shot on that right lane. Missed this 10-pin conversion just once this week.
Hey guys, while we have a quick second, I'd like to give a shout out to my brother back in Orlando, Frank DiGeronimo. Absolutely loves Rob Stone, by the way, but never misses a telecast. Frankie, we love you. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Frankie, huh?
Frank DiGeronimo.
Nice, nice. This is Belmo last night, guys. Taking on 5-seed Kyle Troop, and went down to that 10th frame. Belmo needed a double and, was that 6, double and 5 to win it all? Yeah. Didn't get it. Troop needed a double, couldn't get the second one, so Belmo able to move on 216, 210 to today's final stepladder.
Boy, a lot went on in that 10th frame, didn't it?
No kidding, no kidding. Yeah. Late night as well. Past 11 p.m. Eastern. Here we are in the noon hour, and Belmo with his first strike. So open frame, spare strike, trending in the right direction.
I think it might have been a good thing that he split right out of the gate. That gets him into, I think, his comfort zone without any question. If he starts out with a strike out of the gate, then I think he stays with that non-reactive ball farther right longer. Could have been trouble.
Bit inside on that last shot by Sterner. I mean, Norm, when it doesn't hold pocket, you're throwing urethane from that zone. What are you thinking?
You better have hold left to target. Otherwise, I mean, he's not going to swing that thing and get it back. So if you don't have left, you don't have right. What do you have?
Right, but isn't that the whole purpose of throwing urethane?
That's what I thought. Left? Absolutely.
Here's today's Brunswick oil pattern. They are rolling Randy on the Don Johnson 40.
Don Johnson, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time. And you can take a look to see what the players have done throughout the stepladder finals. Apparently, Jason Sterner did not get this memo. He's about 10 to 15 boards right of those lines.
Yeah, and the Don Johnson 40 just means the lanes have been oiled to 40 feet down the lane. Careful.
All right, so one misses wide. The other one left on the right lane.
Well, that tells you how good the first 2 shots he made was. Now, You can see he flipped that one over and got it right, and it just has no way it's going to get back.
Just leaving the 2-pin, I think, is a pretty good result.
Yeah, and with the low scoring that we've seen over the last 3 days, this, 9 spares not bad.
Unless you're trailing.
These two met earlier this week in match play. Belmonte with the comfortable win. Messenger!
Well, Norm, you talked about it in the Open. Most powerful strike ball out on tour, and it pretty much shows up right here.
God, that is just brutal.
You and I never threw messages like that ever. And it's expected.
Oh, he expects that, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Watch out! The Kings got a triple.
Yeah, all that power, and you see on the right there, look at the accuracy. You combine those two, and you're a force.
Rob had a great comment as well on camera, the intimidation factor.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, all greats have intimidation factor. Let's see how Sterner reacts.
Firm. Really fast, and again, that outside zone where they're pretty slick.
What does he need to do here, guys?
I'd probably change to reactive and get pretty close to where Belmonte is.
Well, throw better shots. Now, neither of those he loved. But when you're missing a head pin, if you can miss the head pin, then that was the first thing that made me nervous as a player. If I could miss both directions or the head pin.
Too fast.
You say make better shots, but when your mind feels like you can't miss an inch left or right,
how do you make a great shot?
It's much harder to make a good shot.
Boy.
You feel like you're bowling in a phone booth.
Exactly. In fact, you may as well be bowling in a phone booth.
Sterner hasn't struck since the second. Changes that here in the 6th. Well, he needed that one. You could feel Uncle Momentum starting to slide to the Belmo camp. Sterner able to stop some of the bleeding. It is a tight one in our opening match here in the final round of the PBA Tournament of Champions live on Fox. The PBA on Fox is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Knock your initial mortgage rate down by up to 3% with Rate Reduce from Guaranteed Rate. Learn more at rate.com. Rob Stone, Randy Pedersen, Norm Duke, Kimberly Pressler, welcoming you back to Fox Sports live coverage of the PBA Tournament of Champions, 6th event of this PBA season. Jason Belmonte still looking for win number 1. For most any other professional bowler, that would be an unrealistic comment. For Jason Belmonte, it's very much, what's taking you so long? He's heard it all week. And he responds with a strike, his 4th in a row. The kids like to call it a ham bone. Open frame spare, and then 4 straight, Norm, for Belmo.
Yeah, not only 4 straight, but 4 straight really quality shots. And if you're on the bench here and you're watching that, it's scary.
What's scary is the struggles that Belmo had early on here, Randy, at the TOC. The work he made throughout the course of the week, that slow start, and then really starting to find his comfort zone.
guys, for me, he makes it look easy,
nice
and they're not easy.
But they're not easy.
That's shot making at its finest.
Right, and he's putting so much on the bowling ball that he gets to enjoy some room down lane where, you know, if you're throwing it down and in like Jason Sterner, there is no room down lane. You have to hit your target, you have to throw it perfectly, and then you have to get this ball to hit.
Sterner working on a strike, closing out the 7th. Messenger takes out the 10. Needed that.
That's getting it to hit, Randy. That is getting the ball to hit.
Yeah, that's what curls will do for you. Get some gun show going, and you learn to rip the 10 out with a little bit of power. Also, the angle doesn't hurt any.
Oh.
The winner of this one to take on Matt Ogle, your 3 seed, and then Anthony Simonson and your 1 seed, E.J. Tackett. Baseball season right around the corner here. Returns on Fox April 1st.
Left.
Oh, what a break.
Wow, that one held.
That one held a little and then took the 4, of course. Now, it didn't go through the nose and leave the big split. Looked like he should have left a 4-pin here, but when you're throwing that much ball speed, you get some of that pin action.
Yeah, and I think it's because of the ball speed that it was able to hold line.
Randy,
Yes, sir.
Do you hear something?
I do.
I feel like we're being pursued. There it is. Yeah, we've got a 6-pack alert. If Belmo can strike here, he's got $1,000, and he is way right. That 6-pack alert sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please remember to drink responsibly, and hopefully we'll have a 6-pack alert later in the show. But Belmo grounded after 5 straight.
So all this time, it just takes a beer to get him to choke one?
A little PBR sponsorship.
That boy.
Tour heading to Milwaukee, a couple weeks.
He'll throw the spare ball that hooks very, very little. He'll go right at it.
Well done.
Tight one here as we enter the 9th. 4 pins separating the 2 Jasons.
Sterner, though, with the hammer.
John, may I please take my second re-rack?
Belmo out of re-racks now. Reigning and 7-time PBA Player of the Year, Jason Belmonte, told us yesterday he pretty much has to win this tournament if he wants to be anywhere in the conversation for another Player of the Year title. Huge effort here in the 9th.
Oh.
And not at all
There's a little in.
what he expected.
Just a little.
4-7.
Good
Well,
call.
He was, yeah, just a little in, and he leaves the fast 8, but you know, he's trying to set up the 10th frame, and like you said, right now, Jason Sterner with the hammer.
Covers it. One more frame for Belmo as he takes a seat, and let's see what Sterner can do here in the 9th and 10th.
You see your max scores right there, 253, 235. But Sterner's Achilles heel has always been getting too amped and overthrowing it.
No question.
Let's see if he can keep his emotions in check and ace the 9th and 10th frame.
He's really been into that bowl U2, and that's part of it, is they've been addressing all parts of the game, not just throwing it, but also how to handle things mentally, how to keep yourself calm in situations exactly like this.
Go.
Norm, you mentioned Bowl U. It is Bowl U, the letter U.com. Rick Benoit, our good friend Brad Angelo, involved in that. And he gave a lot of credit to Bowl U, talking about how that website, how that Instagram page helped contribute to his understanding of the play, the oil transition, to the strategies and how they're being interpreted. Great intelligence offered there by Bull U.
And we call him Rick Benoit.
I was just going to say that, but
Sorry.
I didn't want to.
It's all right.
Rick Benoit. You want to go Benoit?
I didn't want to step on
You
that.
can go anywhere you want.
Big
Nice
shot
spare.
here. Sterner's got to cover this one, and he does. So now we move on to the 10th.
Well, now no matter what Jason does in the 10th frame, he can't shut out Jason Belmonte.
Yeah, 5-pin game going into the 10th. Here you go.
This is what we want. This is what you get at the TOC. One of our themes last night when we had 4 straight hours of coverage. Every pin matters. Just 5 pins separating these two. Nerves, that was one of the questions we had about Sterner. Randy, you talked about him getting himself maybe too amped up in certain situations. Remember, finished second at the PBA World Championship last year, lost in that roll-off.
That was it. He was just a little amped.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't a good shot, and you heard him say his own name. Oh, Jason.
2-4-5. Second time he's faced it this week. Covers it again. One more shot.
Yeah.
Only the second time he shot the 2-4-5 this week.
48 games worth of just
What?
2? Yeah. 2 of those a game.
It's crazy. All right. See the max score 217 for Sterner.
There will be a 217.
Belmonte just needs a mark.
Not the easiest thing to do out here right now. These lanes are really, really hard.
Had an open frame in the first. That came on the left. Belmo on the right here to wrap things up in the 10th. A mark, and he moves on to take on Matt Ogle. Next!
That's always the best way to throw a mark, is just hitting a bit right out of that gate.
Sterner is done. Belmo moves on.
You know, we mentioned in the open how clutch he is. Watch this shot. Solid at the line. He gets to watch the whole thing. The ball just runs everything right into the pit.
His 6th strike of the match, giving him the win. Belmo will continue to roll out.
Well, he looked at another ball there, guys, and just trying to see what kind of options he may have. He's going to go to a 3rd ball now. Just looking for the best reaction and what gives him the biggest margin of error.
Right, and not only that, let's say the first ball, you know, lets him down. He gets now to at least have a comfort zone with 2 others. That one maybe not as comfortable to him as the first 2.
231, 217 the final. Belmonte moves on. He is now just 3 wins away from his 15th major title, most in PBA Tour history. Next up for him, your 3 seed, Matt Ogle, who has an awfully interesting side hustle in Louisville. More on that when we return. The 35th year, the Tournament of Champions has been held here inside historic Riviera Lanes in Fair Lawn, Ohio, just outside of Akron, just south of Cleveland. We are set for match number 2, and it is 3 versus 5. Matt Ogle set to take on Jason Belmonte. Our friends at Fox Bet have been put in Mr. Belmo as the favorite here in match number 2. Belmo, 3 straight wins, 2 last night, 1 today,
Matt,
and he's
are you
now 3
starting
wins
or,
away from yet another title and another major. Belmo minus 150, Ogle plus 125. Those are the odds, courtesy of Fox Bet. Fair to say Mr. Belmonte has a advantageous lead in the TV comfort department over Mr. Ogle. First career singles television appearance for the 38-year-old from Louisville. That's a way to start it, Matty. Yeah, there's some exhaling going on right there.
We all remember that first shot.
Right?
Yeah.
Get it over with. And then he looks over there, and up steps the king. Three-time TOC champ. Did it last in 2019. I'll see your strike, and I'll match it with one of my own.
Guys, two players with similar power levels playing two similar lines.
No doubt about it. I mean, Jason Belmonte has had an influence on all of bowling, and so many players, even one-handers, are converting to the two-hand style, and that's why power.
Norm, if you were reincarnated, would you come back with one hand?
I would
or
leave it.
two?
I would leave it be in my era. In this era, definitely two hands. Left.
Good sign.
No, that's a great sign right there, and you and I see the same thing. That ball could have just checked up at any time, and it just laid there.
I mean, just game number 2 and already left of the middle arrow.
Right, and they're going to enjoy that the rest of the day. I think these two-handers, they don't mind getting left.
See ya.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, guys, I remember my first shot ever on television was a strike. The second shot felt like I was going through an obstacle course. So, yeah, you know, it's understandable. But he's going to make this spare. I just feel he's going to make this spare. He's going to settle down. And for the rest of the game, he's going to be quite fine.
You know, you talk about that first time, and you remember it quite vividly, as do I. Also, one of the things that, especially when you're struggling and you're getting ready to shoot 150 and your friends are watching at home, is you start to sweat like Shaq at the free throw line. You know,
Yeah,
exactly. It's just like uncontrollably.
Everybody sweat like Shaq when he was throwing free throws.
Matt Ogle going with the 1 as his choice of orb.
Back on the strike train is Ogle, so strike, 8 spare strike for the man from Louisville.
That's a good sign for him, too. He got that ball a couple boards left, and it laid down just like Belmo's ball did. So I'm thinking both guys have pretty much the same margin of error. They have the same playing field. Just gets down to who can bowl better.
30 tour titles won by this man from New South Wales, Australia. Opening triple for Belmo.
So, guys, I have a question for you, and I want to get your opinion on something. If you're swinging a golf club at 100 miles an hour and the face is a little open or a little closed, it still finds the golf course. If you're swinging it at 125 miles an hour and it's 1 degree open or 1 degree closed, it's in the parking lots, right?
Right.
Isn't it kind of the same thing with the two-handed high-rev players?
Yes, unless they're playing just left of their previous track, which they both are. Oof. So, you know, in the golf course, they don't have those big banks there that hold the ball close. You know, you just hit it right into the, you know, the swimming pool.
But my point is, does it make the release point more critical?
Of course. Oh, yeah. A good point there. But if they get a little bit of track right of them, then it doesn't. Then it's all in their favor.
Missed the 4-pin once this week. Takes care of it there. So Belmo 3 strikes to open and then a 9 spare. Lead at 19. Belmo sits. Ogle pops up. Ogle from Louisville, Kentucky. Mentioned his side hustle. Owner of Ogle Lawn and Landscaping company in Louisville. Does a little snow removal during the season. Going to set him up with Kyle Troop, who's moving out to Louisville. Take care of his spread. Hey.
I'll take that a little bit.
Perfect going for the 10-pin this week is Ogle. We got it. So we mentioned this is his first singles televised appearance. His first window, 2019, the Roth Holman Doubles Championship in Oklahoma, partnered with Sean Rash. Randy, you and I were there. Rash was pure class. They had the win, and he stepped aside and said, it's about this man. Ogle getting his first tour title. The eyes gave it away. The celebration, family was there to enjoy it with him. Such a great moment. Family here today with Ogle as well. He is your 3 seed at the TOC. He's got some work to do right now, though, in the 5th.
Looks soft, that's all.
So it boils down to one thing, right?
Shot making.
Bingo.
Oh, get down 10! Woo-hoo! The Ogle crew, wife Stacy, son Gavin, dad Doug. Belmo pops up. Lead at 22 as he gets set to close out the 5th. He's in such a peaceful place, at such ease right now. You're home for Saturday baseball, MLB on Fox all season long. The biggest stars and teams square off in the biggest games on the best day of the week. Although Sunday's a pretty good day of the week, by the way. Major League Baseball action returns Saturday, April 1st on Fox. I don't see any Tampa Bay Rays in that promo. We'll change that.
I do see Mookie.
Yeah.
I see a good bowler in there.
Let's go, Mookie.
You're not wrong there. Belmo in the 6th. Looking for a double. Oh my. Oh my. Belmo's march to another TOC and another major. It's going pretty well this Sunday. What will Ogle have to say about it? We conclude their match when we return. We welcome you back to Fair Lawn, Ohio, just outside of Akron, just south of Cleveland. We are inside the historic Riviera Lanes. Fox Sports continuing coverage of the PBA Tournament of Champions. We were here with you Friday night, 4 hours last night, and now 2 hours here on Fox. Matt Ogle, Jason Belmonte. Ogle down 32. And this is not going to help.
Too far right.
Yep, too far right. You can see the number right there, 3.6. It's hard to get it back from that spot. That's been proven throughout this 17-player stepladder finals.
Yeah, that's a big shot here. I mean, this thing gets out of hand if he doesn't make the split.
Hasn't made it yet this week. 0 for 3, going after the 210. It'll be 0 for 4. Not the right time for an open frame. Comes right out of that commercial break. So difficult for these pros to bounce back from that 3.5 minute wait sitting on the bench.
Yeah, we see that all the time. Much better. Didn't quite get the pop on that shot that Jason is experiencing.
Me too.
I thought it looked better. Down by 45. He doesn't need any 10 pins, 4 pins, anything right now. He needs strikes.
And a lot of help from Belmonte, which I don't think he'll get.
I don't either.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. Little baby nudge into the pit for the spare for Ogle. Of course, this is Hall of Fame week here, and 3 new inductees into the PBA Hall of Fame.
Lenny Borish, Pete McCordick, Coach Fred Borden, greatest coach ever.
From Akron.
Yes, sir.
Coach, teacher, proprietor, author as well. Published 14 books. All
Amazing.
those instructional videos.
Amazing guy.
Top bowling in over 50 countries, Jason. Belmonte, another strike. You know what's been fascinating about Belmo here on TV at the TOC this week? Has never had a solo, standalone strike. Every time he struck, another one has followed.
Yeah.
Always been a pair of strikes.
And that's huge in the game of bowling. When you score it, you know, without that second strike or third, then it just is a mark.
The lead at 55 inside Riviera Lanes. And, you know, you say those 2 words, Riviera Lanes, show some respect to it. And, Randy, there is something unique about this facility.
Sure is. I mean, I can remember the first time I ever came to Riviera, and you see that sign out front. And, you know,
all those banners out there?
Yep, all the banners. I mean, look at all the banners. They used to have them out on the main street out front, and it would line up the boulevard, and you'd drive down that street and look for your shield.
I remember that drive, looking for my name.
Belmo cleans it up.
You know, the thing for me, though, was there's Normie. The thing for me,
champ.
Yep, George Branham, my old tour roommate, right behind him. But, you know, the thing for me was I can't remember how many times I'd be on a flight, and a guy would ask me, hey, so what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a professional bowler. And he goes, oh, that's awesome. What do you do for a living? And I can't tell you how many times that happened. I know it happened to you back in the day, Norm. But I'll tell you what, the one place you always felt like a professional, like you were somebody, was in this building.
Ogle with the strike.
Here, Randy. I could not tell you how proud you were to walk through those doors, just like all those before you.
Some absolute legends have won this tournament. Pete Weber, Marshall Holman, Jason Couch, 3 in a row. The great Earl Anthony, Johnny Petragula, Billy Hardwick. Never-ending list of names. Not on that list, Randy Pedersen.
No.
Runner-up, my friend,
yes.
in 2003.
He needs this to stay alive.
Game over. Belmonte moving on, and he will face one of the greatest young talents we have in Anthony Simonson.
Oh, boy.
So this is 4 straight wins over 2 days here for Jason Belmonte.
4?
4, remember?
Somebody's on a run. Somebody's actually on a run.
For sure, yeah. Beat Andrew Anderson and Kyle Troop last night just to make today's show. Jason Sterner went down, and now Matt Ogle has lost. So how about our remaining 3? Jason Belmonte, Anthony Simonson, E.J. Tackett.
Best 3 on earth.
At the moment.
At the moment.
Kind of sounds like he just introed the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Yankees.
Right? Now batting number 3. I mean, this is a murderer's row still to come here on our show.
I mean, isn't it fitting, though, to come down to those 3 players in this building at this event?
And no disrespect to Ogle
or
Sterner.
No, I mean, that's not what we're saying.
No. You know, I'm so glad that Ogle made the show, though, because as a Dallas striker, he was on my team last year. I need for him to get this experience because he's coming back.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Rob. Well, Belmo, I was just going to say he went to a different ball because he has that.
No, I really wasn't.
He has that opportunity
really
now
wasn't.
that the game is well in hand, or this match rather. So he's looking at another piece of equipment like he did
That's a great luxury,
last
isn't
game,
it?
right? And so the question is, what's he going to go with?
Probably the right one. I mean, he knows what he's doing. But I mentioned the Dallas Strikers. Look, Matt Ogle is going to replace me. I'm no longer the player manager. I'm only the manager. He is my replacement. I'm proud to say that. I'm glad he got this experience. Way to go, Matty. Yeah, this Dallas Strikers, well, that's the PBA league.
Coming your way this summer.
Yeah, three-time defending champion Portland Lumberjacks.
Great way. Great way.
237 for Belmo. His scores going back to last night, 214, 216, 231, 237. Belmo trending in the right direction. 4 straight wins, 2 more wins, and he's got himself yet another major title. It would be his 15th. Up next for him, though, your 2 seed, Anthony Simonson, who's very much in contention for Player of the Year honors. Plus, we're going to talk about what this facility, Riviera, means to the pros next. Welcome back to the TOC. Let's jump into the flashback machine. Go back to 2013 in Indy. And Pete Weber dropping Jason Belmonte, 224-179 at the ripe old age of 5-0, the oldest player to win the TOC. It was his 37th and last career PBA Tour win, his 10th career major title. And Pete Weber finished 55th this week here.
It's okay.
It's more than okay. It's just good to have Pete back.
Absolutely. Great to see Pete competing, and it's always a good time when you're able to watch one of the greatest that's ever laced him up out here on the hardwood.
Yeah, the biggest name in bowling, Weber. Not only that, Pete, what a great show he puts on. Never a dull moment.
I don't know what you're talking about. Woo! Pete Weber, we know Pete's back home watching this one, and he's welcome anytime.
Absolutely.
Anytime that we're around.
We
Pete,
love you,
always
Pete.
good to have you. Well, after nearly 25 years at other venues, the Tournament of Champions returned here to historic Riviera Lanes back in 2018. These lanes, and we've been talking about through the broadcast, a special place for old pros, for current pros, and Kimberly, you know the value of this venue to the guys who are rolling on the tour right now.
Thanks, Rob. The historic sign above the front doors here at Riviera says it all. Through these doors pass the world's finest bowlers. And to the current generation of pros, it's just an honor to be able to compete here, as you'll see next in Pressing Questions presented by Go Bowling.
The quote on that door is, it's always amazing to walk through it. And you definitely have this little moment where you kind of look up, and it's that field of dreams where, you know, you could hear the announcers and the voices of the players from yesteryear.
It has a different aura, like when you walk into somewhere that has that much history in it.
It feels like a place you're supposed to have a major tournament as soon as you walk in the door.
You see the doors and you've seen the guys walk in and out and you know, walk in that door and you're like,
Yeah, baby. I do remember seeing it as a kid, and walking through those doors was just one of the coolest things I've done out here.
I didn't really know if I belonged walking through those doors the very first time I did it. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the greatest players ever, and I don't think I was really worthy of that.
When you hear Riviera Lanes, what do you think?
History. You know, the best have bowled there, the best have won there. To go back in that building and to be able to compete on the lanes that those guys competed on, it means the world to me.
Every time I put my feet on the approaches, I get that feeling of, you know, who has put their shoes on, walked on these approaches before me, and it's definitely an empowering moment.
I mean, I think Jason said it best, right? Field of dreams. I mean, this is, like you said, it's the Madison Square Garden of bowling. It's the Lambeau Field. And it was the one tournament that was always circled on the calendar.
It's still circled on my calendar, and I don't even bowl anymore. I tell you what, we've had such history in this building, and good times and bad for all players.
And by the way, look at the crowd behind us. It goes almost wall to wall in this venue. From over my right shoulder all the way down, people have been lining up, and they have been here for hours to take in arguably the premier event on the PBA Tour. And we are now down to arguably the premier 3 on the tour right now. Anthony Simonson is your 2 seed. He is set to take on Jason Belmonte, as you see your odds to win provided by Fox Bet. That semifinal showdown coming up next as the TOC rolls on here on Fox Sports. We welcome you back to Fox Sports Live coverage of the PBA Tournament of Champions, one of 5 majors on the Professional Bowlers Association Tour. Match number 3 coming your way. 2 seed Anthony Simonson set to take on Jason Belmonte. The winner to meet your 1 seed E.J. Tackett. How about that start for Simonson?
Yeah, and how about Simonson going straight out of the gate and then leaving that little shaker 8-10?
Yeah, kind of unlucky there, you know.
Yep.
That ball can strike right here. I mean, he catches enough of the head pin to catch the 2 pin, but it can't get to the 8. Not what he wanted to see.
Open frame to start.
Yeah, we've been talking so much about E.J. Tackett and Jason Belmonte. Let's not forget about Anthony Simonson.
Correct.
So young, so many titles, so early.
Just 26 years old. We'll get into his credentials in a moment. Jason Belmonte, Randy, we've been talking about it since Friday. Who's going to go on a run? Who's going to go on a run here at the TOC with this unprecedented 17-man stepladder final? And Belmo's on that run right now. 4 straight, looking to make it 5 straight wins. Left the 10 pin there.
And we talked about it before we went to break, and Belmonte's going with a different bowling ball here against Simonson. Looks like he's moved farther left.
He liked it. I liked it.
10 pin didn't like it.
This will be by far Belmo's best outing of the season. Again, it's only the 6th event of the season, but it's rare over the last decade and change where you'll say to yourself, oh, we've had 6 events, we haven't seen Belmo yet.
That's very rare. But he admitted that, you know, the travel is so difficult to overcome when he's coming from Australia that he has to get his legs underneath him. And I think it just took a couple more weeks to get his legs. He's got them now. 4 wins in a row, looking for number 5.
He was telling us the other day he's been, quote, close, right? Other than that 70th finish at the U.S. Open, some top 10s, some top 20s. You know, just 1 or 2 shots away, needs that break. On paper, things have been going very well, but execution-wise, not as good, but still pretty happy. Needs those strings to connect, and those strings started last night, and they have been connected through today so far. Simonson gets his first strike after that open frame in the first. 10th year on the tour for Anthony Simonson, already 11 tour titles, and Randy, 4 of them majors. The youngest player to win a major, the youngest to win 2 majors, 3 majors, 4 majors. Now he goes for 5.
Take a look at his arsenal, Rob and Norm. He's going with the idle, and he's piping it pretty straight from out. But he can do so many things with a bowling ball.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Incredibly talented.
Got a hook.
2 in a row for Simo.
Could be a handful.
Yes, I imagine. I mean, Anthony Simonson is not scared of anyone.
No. Right in between 2nd and 3rd arrow.
Yeah, you mentioned he was throwing an idle. You see that big blue stripe around it. That's that dye in the oil that has been applied to the lanes.
I mean,
in with full hand.
Couple boards left with his feet. Still using that same break point down lane. As you can see that stripe, that line going down the lane.
And again, that streak continues. Not a solo strike. At a minimum, a pair of strikes here on television at the TOC so far. 9 spare in the first, strikes in the second and the third, as you see his numbers all time in TV finals and majors. And Belmo burning an early re-rack. 3 in a row.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was very confident about carrying the 10-pin there, but the ball kept going. It kept going, no deflection. That's why he gets the 6-pin into the wall, back into the 10, and that's why he's got a turkey.
Kimberly with a little bit more on Mr. Simonson and where he is bowling out of these days.
Yeah, you guys may have noticed that his home center is now changed to the compound. Well, that is actually his friend, Chris Hutchinson, who is a professional poker player's home. Now, Chris has a pair of lanes in his house where Anthony now bowls when he's not on the road. You know, they've been friends for a few years now, and Anthony joked with us saying that he's Chris's backup mechanic. But I'm thinking that's not a bad trade-off to be able to bowl on a pair of exclusive lanes.
Not at all, as we welcome you to the Beer Frame, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ask for the original, please drink responsibly, and that is now 4 straight for Simonson. Man. The Compound, by the way, very much sounds like a movie title coming your way this summer.
Yeah, I was at a different compound. We didn't have any bowling lanes.
Different compound.
Another 10-pin. You know, and I was thinking, if the Simonson cat gets comfy playing that line, look out.
Well, any of the remaining 3, if they get comfy, look out. This looked comfy. That's 2 out of the 3 10-pins on the right lane, and the one that he got was skinny. So you can bet he's concerned with it.
So half the battle is throwing it good, repeating shots, shot making. The other is choosing the right piece of equipment to get it to go through the pins properly to strike when you do hit the pocket.
Right, and having the right touch to get it to behave at that break point the way you want so it doesn't deflect when it goes into the pins. A little bit of deflection there, that's the ring and 10. Still, he'll take that shot just about every time.
He did switch to an RST X2.
Rob's favorite.
More letters, please.
Got a hold. Oh, it did. See that? Right here. A little bit left. And it laid there.
Tight one, as expected, between Belmonte and Simonson. The winner to move on to our title match and take on 1 seed E.J. Tackett. The on-lane graphics you see today, including the ball tracer, courtesy of Clutch Bowling, who will be more clutch here in our semifinal showdown between Anthony Simonson and Jason Belmonte. Standing room only crowd here inside historic Riviera Lanes. We take a look at Strike Track 3D.
And these two players playing lanes completely different. Simonson, obviously, the red ball. Belmonte, the blue ball. Well, you wonder why that red ball is so far out in front? Well, Simonson's going much straighter, so he has to have ball speed to keep it on line. Belmonte, the slower speed to get it to come around the corner. But check this out. All right, launch position. That's pretty much where the ball is hitting the floor at release. And then we check out the positioning at the arrows. But check this out, guys. Exactly the same break point down lane.
Exactly the same, and that is the key there, the break point into the pocket. Doesn't really matter how you get it to that break point.
Just get it there.
It matters how it gets to the pins afterward.
Get it to that spot.
Get it to that spot.
You ever just look at the break point, Norm?
I always look at the break point. I'm glaring at the arrows.
So instead of the arrows...
I glare at the arrows. I think break point.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, fresh out of commercial break, which is a tough shot to throw. He threw it. I mean, it could have went either way. That's a strike, 8 out of 10.
Upper body gets parallel to the floor. Simonson labels that shot and leaves the Stone 7.
Those numbers courtesy of Lane Talk. What a great resource they are for our broadcasts. So that spare by Simonson breaking up his run of 4 straight strikes.
Hey, Rob, you want to know where to get more info?
Lane Talk?
LaneTalk.com.
Oh, .com.
Yeah, got to throw the .com.
Is that a new logo, by the way, there for Lane
No.
Talk? No? All right.
Pretty cool logo, though. I like it. Simonson down by 1 after that crappy break he just got in the 6th. Man. So he leaves that swishing 8-10, Norm. He follows it up with, I think it's 4 in a row. I can't see the scoreboard. Yep, 4 in a row, and then he leaves that solid 7, and now that shaker 10. It's really the only thing that's separating the two. Now, keep in mind, Belmonte, 2 ring and 10 pins.
Yeah, all solid shots, every one of them. That's what we expect from these two and E.J. Tackett coming on.
Elite. This is elite level stuff.
Exactly. They're throwing it with 2 hands and all that power, and look at their accuracy. It's like Mike Durbin out there sometimes where they're so accurate. They just put it right on top of the stripe before it.
Yeah, except there are 20 boards left of where Durbin used to play this pair.
And 250 plus RPMs more.
Belmo 5 titles last season, looking for his first here in 2023.
Got a hook.
First time he has not paired strikes together on television through our coverage of this edition of the TOC.
Fortunate here, Norm, I think. Only leaving the 4-8.
Yeah, fortunate.
I mean, that was right on the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, but I still think that he got it where he wanted.
Really?
He said that.
No, that was right of where he wanted.
Well, he said that.
Well,
he said, I still liked it.
Look out. Okay. Obviously, from the ball reaction, that was right on the edge of the cliff.
Yes. No doubt. No doubt. But he knows where that cliff is, and he said, I liked it. I'm going to believe him. Hey, when he talks, I'm believing him.
Well, I'm not buying it.
Okay.
I'm not buying what you're selling. Sorry.
I'll come down on the price.
Some negotiating going on. 2 pins separating these two. 3 frames to go. The winner to take on 1 seed E.J. Tackett. Back on the strike train is Belmo. I want to say hello to Donnie Griffin joining us here, Regional VP for Bolero Corporation. So appreciative of everything Bolero has done for the PBA.
No doubt. No doubt.
So now it swings to Simonson. Off a pair of 9 spares.
Come on.
That was a beauty.
Just labeling shot after shot. Can't strike.
He'll make a spare. He'll regroup. Now, I guarantee you, Anthony Simonson's got a finish for us right here.
Well, foundation frame coming up for both players here in the ninth, but Simonson, in my opinion, to have any chance, he has to strike here in the ninth frame. You can see the max scores right there in front of you, 249 Belmo, 236 Simo.
Yeah, this has been a good one right here.
2 frames to go. The winner to move on to our final, the TOC. Didn't like it.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. First errant shot. Look at the numbers here, folks.
You're only allowed to miss by an arrow if you're over there.
Ooh, there was some dig. And Jason did miss by at least as much the last shot, but it held pocket. Now, that's Simonson's call.
And an open frame in the foundation frame ninth.
Yeah, that's Simonson's call to play right of Belmonte. So, you know, just because he missed and got it and you missed and didn't.
Belmo can put the hammer down. Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness.
9-pin. The audacity.
It looks like they just set that up right after he got, 10. He strikes, and then here comes the henchman. He throws that 9-pin right back up.
Ball goes right by it.
The survivor to take on E.J. Tackett, your 1 seed.
Well, any mark will do here in the 10th once again for Belmonte.
John, may I please take my second rewrite?
So if you say please, does that mean that you get it all the time?
You're just polite.
He is really polite, isn't he?
That's all he is.
I should have said please more on the re-rack.
Mother, may I please?
Exactly.
How about please, can I change the cork in my thumb hole one more time
exactly.
for the 12th time this game?
Tape, please.
Oh, I've never seen anyone fidget like you. It's awesome.
Me either.
A mark, and Belmo moves on to our title match.
Likes it.
And a good reason. Belmo Tackett coming up next. The satisfying moment of the match, sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers, but nothing will satisfy that man, Jason Belmonte, like another major title. He is 1 win away from his 15th major title. It's that stat, Norm, that leads a lot of people to say that is why he is the greatest this sport has ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, after 2 rounds in this week, he's 150 pins out of the cut with 6 games to go. I was asked, is that too many? Well, for most. Way too many for most.
Yeah.
Not Belmo. He made it, and now he is bowling for the title. I don't even know how many pins he was behind E.J. Tackett after 2 rounds. It was more than you want to count.
Let's try that again.
Looking at another ball.
So Belmo with a 219. That's his low for the day.
One more.
But one more win away from another title and another major and his 4th TOC crown. But look who stands in his way. The man trying to go wire to wire as #1 here at the TOC, E.J. Tackett. And we will talk to our 1 seed when our live coverage of the Tournament of Champions on Fox returns. The PBA on Fox is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Knock your initial mortgage rate down by up to 3% with Rate Reduce from Guaranteed Rate. Learn more at rate.com. And by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to gobowling.com to find a center near you. Our uninterrupted final from Riviera Lanes still to come. Jason Belmonte and E.J. Tackett. Registration for the inaugural 2023 PBA LBC National Championship now open to all bowlers, all skill levels, from all centers. This summer in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. You can even combine your scores with the pros. You can enter right now over at PBA.com. And should you win, you will get the Duke.
I love it.
How about that trophy?
Man, talk about an honor.
That's the greatest honor I could ever even imagine. I can't even imagine.
Is there a Randy trophy out there? Just you and like a Nate pin hanging out somewhere? No. We'll work on that. We'll get that going. Randy Pedersen, Norm Duke, the Hall of Famers, Rob Stone here with you. Randy, we're getting set for an absolute dream final. Wire to wire at number 1 for E.J. Tackett, taking on Jason Belmonte, going for another major title.
Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, is E.J. going to keep that train rolling? Or is Belmonte going to derail the Tackett Express and put all the naysayers to bed?
Now, Fox Bet with the odds on this one, it's a push. They're both at minus 110 on this one. We know it's going to be tight. Belmo running that ladder from last night into today. But the story on the tour this season has been your 1 seed, E.J. Tackett. He's standing by with Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. This crowd is absolutely loving that they are out here practicing. So, EJ, you find yourself in familiar territory, the number 1 seed. You made 4 shows already in 2023. So why is it that you have been so dominant?
It's just been a really good year. You know, I physically felt really good at the start of the year, got a lot of confidence at the U.S. Open, and I've just been rolling with that ever since.
You have also won the TOC before, not in this building, but you did tell us in the pre-show that typically you bowl really well here. So what is it that's going to be key for you today to stop the freight train that is Jason Belmonte today?
Throw a lot of strikes. This is actually going to be a nice little rematch from 2019 here when Jason got his 10th major. So it's going to be a great show. It sounds like we have a house divided here, half Belmo fans, half my fans. I'm excited and ready to get at it.
Good luck to you today.
Thank you.
E.J. Tackett in the driver's seat for Player of the Year honors, but he's got to get by the reigning PBA Player of the Year, the man on the left, Jason Belmonte. Our championship match, uninterrupted, live on Fox Sports, coming up next.
There are tournaments with history you can't ignore. The names, the champions.
Belmo raising the hardware.
This is an opportunity to join that company. One game for bowling immortality. The PBA Tournament of Champions Final starts next on Fox.
Time to hand out hardware. The final match here at the PBA Tournament of Champions. And what a duel it will be. Jason Belmonte has run that ladder, going all the way back to last night. This is an unprecedented 17-man stepladder. Belmo started in the 6th hole last night, took care of Andrew Anderson and then Kyle Troop. Today, here on Fox, dropped Jason Sterner by 14, took care of Matt Ogle, and then your 2 seed, Anthony Simonson, 219-200. Up next for him, your 1 seed, E.J. Tackett.
Yeah, he's been hotter than fish grease all day today.
Opening strike for Belmo. Tail the tape between these two. Total of 26 years on the tour, 17 combined majors and 49 combined titles. Tackett has essentially gone wire to wire this week as the #1 man at the TOC. His opening shot in the final, left of target, and he's got some heavy lifting here now with the 3-6-10.
Gunshot.
No split, though. No split. Just run this down. He loses no count. It gets loose.
3-6-10, the second most common leave this week at the Tournament of Champions.
What was the most common?
10 pin, I believe.
10 pin. Yeah, 10 pin.
Oh, EJ.
Missed it, open frame.
Oh, EJ. All right, come on.
Well, if you're going to have an open frame, what's the best frame to do it in, Norm?
Step first.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I thought so, but I just wanted to check with you.
There's a look at Tackett's arsenal.
Venom Shock for EJ.
There you go, EJ. Belmo looking for his 4th TOC title and his 15th major. Already at 39 years of age, nobody has won as many major titles as this man. That's the 10.
That 10 pin again, Norm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good shot, too. One of the best spare shooters ever, so he's going to probably make this 10 pin. How would you like to have that 1,000-1 bet right now?
That'd be good, because you know I'd have dropped a penny on it.
Oh, I'd have dropped at least $1.
That's such a lie.
What is a penny?
$100 bill?
Ben Franklin.
Oh, Ben Franklin. Before my time.
So let's talk about Jason Belmonte here at the TOC. Go back to 2014. Took care of Wes Malott by 1 pin. I always loved the old video, if you will, and how much these players have matured and changed. So there's TOC 1. The next year, he did it again, taking care of Rhino Page. And then 2019 against the guy he faces today, EJ Tackett, 225, 196. That was his 10th major, hitting double digits. Obviously a huge accomplishment for Jason. He's since added to it. Trying to continue that run today. Gets a late drop. Second strike here in our championship match for Belmo.
Not today, 4 pin. Not today. Check it out. Just a little love tap on the 4. Right-hander's best friend, Norm. Chip 4 pin. Much better.
Back-to-back strikes for EJ Tackett. And Randy, we talked about his dominance from day 1 this week here at the TOC.
How about his dominance throughout the year? And we're only into the 6th tournament. But check out the average, and that ranking has not been lower than first the entire week. Just pure dominance here at Riviera.
EJ bowling in the 4th title match of the 6 events the tour has had this season.
It's pretty incredible.
Yay, late drop of the 7.
Nice shot. You saw those averages. You know, Belmo didn't eclipse 220 average in any round this week, and Tackett never less than 220. Never less than 220.
Wow. There's Belmo's record in TV finals alone versus EJ Tackett. 2-0 in majors in title matches versus EJ. 9 pins separating these two. We close out the 4th. Belmo looking for 2 in a row and finding it.
I mean, this is just kind of shaping up to be a dogfight, don't you think? I mean, 2 of the greatest players on the planet going at it head-to-head at one of the most prestigious majors we have in our sport at historic Riviera Lanes.
And an early re-rack again for Jason Belmonte. He has not hesitated to use these early in the matches throughout the course of the day. You can't take them home with you.
That's a good point. Can't take them home. May as well use them. Listen, if you need a couple extra seconds, okay. If you got a 3 pin, doesn't look good to you, you think that's a ring and 10 rack, you take the re-rack and move on.
Can also use them for psychological effect as well. Let your opponent sit and stew a little bit longer as Belmo chases 3 straight.
Got a hook. Does
Triple. Wow.
The wheel.
The big wheel, he says.
5 frames, 4 strikes for Belmo.
Yeah, and severe trauma caused to the 1 and 3 pin on that shot right there as it drives him straight back.
They've been taken to the tent.
The blue tent?
Tackett, though, after that opening frame, where he went 9, 3 straight strikes, and now let's make it 4.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
That is a ham bone, my friend. Some folks like to call it a 4-bagger.
I'm on the ham bone train from now on.
Welcome. Good to have you on board.
Different E.J. Tackett on television this year, guys.
For sure.
Loads of confidence. We already know the skill level.
Already 3 wins this season.
Yeah, he's riding some momentum.
Sure is. Looking for his 20th career tour title. One pin separates these through 5, and that one through the nose. And hey, look what was left. 3-6-10.
Yeah, that thing hooked right out of my hand.
A little grabby maybe at the release point, Norm, because that ball sure checked early.
Well, it's either that or he rolled it right over the top of Jason Belmonte's ball track, which sometimes, gosh, many of the players feel that. They step left, think a little push is going to happen, and they get a check instead.
Oh, DJ.
Not again.
Missed it. Open frame. His second.
And both on the 3-6-10.
Yeah, through 2 days, he had not missed one makeable spare this event. That's 2 days, 6 game rounds twice a day. Man.
We talk about the presence of Jason Belmonte. And you're starting maybe to feel and sense that impact. You give this guy just a sliver of an opening, and he's going to crack that door open. He's going to kick it open, and he's going to run right through it. The lead at 16. Of the 10, get in your home, ham bone.
And 0 emotion. Just throwing haymakers. And what a way to take advantage of that opening.
You know it may be your day when things like that happen.
Huge break. You know, that's the breaks you get when somebody misses a spare right in front of you. It happens so often. That's why you have to run them down.
It's also the breaks you earn when you're the greatest this sport has ever seen. Make it 5 in a row.
Clutch. All right, EJ needs to settle down and strike out.
Messenger missed.
That was good. It's a good shot.
Yes, it was. And that's typically what happens after a couple of mistakes. And, you know, prior to this game, E.J. Tackett was perfect on the 3-6-10 throughout the week, 10 for 10. He missed 2 of them in this title match.
We talk about Belmo and his intimidation, and it's not that he does anything that intimidates you. Just you know, with one mistake and you feel like you're done, because he doesn't make many.
Well, I think the first one, you know, you get a little quick, you press, and then the second one happens, and you know you're in trouble.
There's your spare of the game, sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Lower your initial mortgage rate by 3% with rate reduced from Guaranteed Rate, bringing your mortgage rate down hard. Tackett down 36. We begin the 8th. E.J. Tackett, he's still in the game. Coming up next, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to the high banks in Atlanta. full throttle pack racing. Norm, you now know what pack racing
what it is
don't you?
I do. Sure, I do.
Yeah, who are going to be able to survive every turn? And who will win it at the end? The engines fire up next right here on Fox. So what is pack racing?
That's when the banks are more tilted and they can go full speed, all out, all the time.
Oh, boy.
He's in cyborg mode now. And he'll let you know when it's over.
Here in Akron, Belmo just dropped the LeBron. 6 in a row. Yeah, this is a belated six-pack alert, and we are alerting you that a six-pack has been cracked open. Belmo wins $1,000, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please remember to drink responsibly. 6 straight strikes for Belmo. The lead has swelled to 46.
If he strikes in this shot right here, this is over.
That was my best one.
Well, I ain't buying that, Randy.
Oh.
I'll drop the price.
There you go. Can I get a discount?
Both arms raised right
Premature
after
celebration.
It left his hand and drifted just a pinch high, but commanding lead for Belmonte. And to think that he was in the 50s after 2 rounds of this tournament.
Almost insurmountable to get even to the cut.
Remember, he had to win twice last night just to get to today's show.
Oh, that was my best one.
Well, 234 is the biggest Tackett can get, and even with an open, Belmo's in the 230s, high 230s. So Tackett now trying to just strike out to say, you know, any kind of big miss, and I'm still in it.
Golly, Ned, man.
Jason Belmonte is going to win his 15th major.
4th Tournament of Champions. 1,000-to-1 players there out of the gate.
31st tour title. The numbers are staggering. Belmo wins it sitting down. This is not the E.J. Tackett we have seen through the course of the season. This is not the E.J. Tackett you are going to continue to see through this PBA campaign. He is still your front runner for Player of the Year, but guess who just entered the race?
Yeah, when you put a major title on your resume this year, that puts you in the race. DJ's got a major. He also has, what, 2 other
wins?
3 wins.
Yeah, but Jason Belmonte just joined the party.
Yes, he did.
Party's a lot more fun when Mr. Belmonte's around.
I even moved. All right, not your day.
EJ just trying to finish this one up and move on.
Bounce.
Now, he simply made 4 out of the last 6 TV
Thank
shows.
you guys so much. You guys are awesome crowd. Thank you. Okay? Congratulations, man.
You are on one of the most sickest runs.
Thank you, mate. Guys, see you next week.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm all right with that. To all of my family that have woke up at 3 in the morning to watch today, I love you guys so very much.
Legend with one more
Phil
shot.
And Barbara Chrisman, Dave Sims from Storm. Thank you so much.
But the resume continues to grow.
Thank you so much, Storm.
31 tour titles, 15 majors. Unfathomable. his first win of the season in commanding fashion. Jason Belmonte is your 4-time TOC champ.
My man.
You're incredible, man.
You are incredible. You pushed me so hard, man.
Yep. 15, brother. It's incredible.
15. Right here.
We will hear from the winner.
We
will present him with the trophy when our live coverage of the PBA Tournament of Champions returns here on
Lane
Fox
Talk.
Sports.
Thank you to Vice. Thank you to Coolwick. Thank you to 3G. Again, to all my family back home, got up early. Thank you so much for waking up. I'm glad I gave you something to watch. That was exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere.
Another title for the world's greatest bowler, Jason Belmonte. Let's make it 15 majors of his 31 overall tour titles. Had to win twice last night on FS1 just to make it to today's show, and then he runs the Stepladder, and look at this career major resume. Now a 4-time winner of the TOC to go with his 4 Masters, and his 3 PBA players, 3 world champs, just 1 U.S. Open. Real slacker over there at the U.S. Open, isn't he? Jason Belmonte, he wanted to get his hands on that trophy. We made him sit through a commercial. Now it's trophy time.
Thanks, Rob. Joining us now is the commissioner of the PBA, Tom Clark, with the trophy presentation.
Thanks, Kimberly. Belmo, on behalf of the PBA, congratulations once again, adding to your legacy. You become the first player to ever win 4 PBA Tournament of Champions titles. Congratulations.
He waited a while to hold up this trophy. So let's talk about the fact that you have now won this 4 times in a row. No one's ever done it. 15 majors. You once again made history, adding to your legacy. Tell us about this moment.
I look back at the moment. I was 58th after the first round, and I think I climbed a few stops after that in the second round. And so when I look back, I realize I can just always get there. And this is another one of those times where just when you think you can't, you got to find it in yourself to believe you can, and this is going to be one to remember forever.
Well, a comfortable Belmo is a very scary Belmo, and I think in the second match, everybody saw you get comfortable. So what is it about the majors that bring out the absolute best in you?
They just have that little extra meaning, and you just, not that you ever not want to focus in the other events, but for some reason, you just narrow your focus even more in the big ones. Not to mention that there's a billion games to play, and so you have plenty of time, and you can stay patient, and you know you can get on a bit of a run and make some pins up. So, you know, that's where I think I do my best work in the majors, and I can't believe that I have another one of these beautiful TOC trophies.
What does it mean to you to win the 4th TOC here in this historic Riviera Lanes, in front of this crowd?
Yeah, look, this was a rematch with EJ from a few years ago. And the way that he's been bowling, if I can just take a minute to say, EJ Tackett is incredible, absolutely incredible. And to walk out onto this pair of lanes, see him in the title match, that's what I wanted. That's the person that I want to beat the most. These are the pair of lanes that have the most meaning in our game. This bowling centre does too, so it was amazing.
Congratulations on your win.
His DNA is all over the Tournament of Champions coming into the day. Mike Durbin, Jason Couch, Jason Belmonte all had the distinction of winning 3 TOC titles. Now Belmo stands alone in yet another category in professional bowling as the first to win 4 TOC titles. And Randy, I think it's fair to say Belmo is back.
Oh, God. I mean, he never left. It just took him a little time. You know, keep in mind that this guy comes over to the States from halfway around the world, and when he does, he has to spend 4+ months here doing what he does. But to count this guy out, well, it's just plain ludicrous. I mean, you just can't, and he proved it. Remember last night we were talking about the 17-man stepladder and the field average. It was under 200.
On television.
On television.
Yes.
Jason Belmonte averaged 233 today.
Are you kidding
Mowed
me?
the field and did what he does. To ever count this guy out is a mistake.
What is going on?
This guy's
Thank you
incredible
again,
to me.
Efren.
I mean,
Thank you again.
watching him, getting to be able to play on the same
amazing.
lanes
All
as
your
him,
stuff.
people are going to ask me
Very
years to
special
come,
thank
what
you
was
to,
Jason like
27
bowling
and
against?
28.
I'm going to say to them,
They did the job for me today.
I don't fully think I know.
He's something special.
It is that special, yes.
He's right back in the Player of the Year race, the defending PBA Player of the Year. Maybe it'll be back-to-back efforts for him. E.J. Tackett, though, loved his words. I'll see you next week. Tackett is not going to roll over and die, but Jason Belmonte once again making history with his 4th TOC title and his 15th major. More PBA action coming your way Saturday on FS1 is the PBA Junior National Championship, 7:30 Eastern. Coming up next here on Fox, it is NASCAR Race Day from Atlanta. For Randy Pedersen, Norm Duke, Kimberly Pressler, our entire crew in this standing room only crowd. I'm Rob Stone. You've been watching the PBA on Fox, and Belmo is another winner.